Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys at Magic. This is Hunter, David, Steven, and Shane. Say what up, boys.
Yo.
What's up,
Hello.
nerds?
We are back this time going through the legendary creatures that could be potential commanders from the newest set, Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you can keep up to date with every single video that we do in the future. But let's go ahead and jump into this with the red legendaries for this video. The first one, Eomer, Marshal of Rohan. It is 2 and 2 red for a 4/4 legendary creature human knight. It has haste, and it says whenever one or more other attacking legendary creatures you control die, untap all creatures you control. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. This ability triggers only once each turn. Multiple combats is always good.
It could be pretty good. In a token strategy, let one of them die, and then you untap and do it all again.
Yeah, what do you think, Shane?
That's what I think. I think that's good.
Is it a good commander?
I don't know. It's mono red. I don't like mono red, but that's just me. But a double, like more than one attack, is really good.
It does require that one of your other legendary creatures dies, so like your board is going to be decreasing, and that is like an actual restriction that you need to keep in mind. Like you do need to have a critical threshold of legendary creatures in your deck to be able to make sure that you're procking this.
I'm sorry. I said tokens. I didn't realize it was legendaries.
Yeah, I mean, having things die is the only thing that I don't like, right?
Yeah, we don't like
have
that.
combats. I want to have combats with the things that I attacked with. I don't want to have the things that I attack with die and not be able to attack again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm kind of on the fence with this card. But I don't know. We've seen multiple attack triggers on multiple cards. Is this one good enough? I'm having a hard time thinking about if it does or not. I don't think so.
It might not be.
I also don't think so.
Well, let's move on to the grades then. I'm as much as I don't think it's good enough, I still think it is good. So I'm in the middle of the road for Eomer. This is going to be a C from me.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a B because anytime you have a creature that has a beautiful extra attack phase is really good.
I think I'm going to be in the middle of the road, and I'm going to give it a C.
I too am going to give this a C. I think it's just okay.
Eomer, Marshal of Rohan, is going to get the average grade of a C. Next up, Eomer of the Riddermark. It is 4 and a red for a 5/4 legendary creature human knight. It has haste. It says whenever Eomer of the Riddermark attacks, if you control a creature with the greatest power among creatures on the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. So this only works if you have the highest power on the entire battlefield.
So I'm going to go ahead and say it, and you guys tell me how you feel. Okay.
Okay.
Bad card bad?
Pretty,
I don't think
pretty
bad card
bad in my
bad.
opinion.
I don't think bad card bad.
I agree with Steven.
You're going to have to explain yourself, Hunter, because it's 5 mana for a 5/4 with haste. Sure, but at turn 5, that might be something bigger than 5.
Yeah, I mean, you can always put like equipment on this if you wanted to.
Sure. 5
Make
mana
it
is
a
a
little
lot for
bit
commander,
bigger.
though, dude.
Yep, you can put equipment on this and then create a 1/1.
Yeah, it seems very underwhelming to me.
The floor on this card is that it does nothing, and the ceiling on this card is that it does nothing.
Well, no, it does 1/1. Okay, the ceiling is a 1/1.
Yeah, I'll try to stop talking this up because I am actually on board with you guys. I don't think it's that great. But I think we're all on board. What Steven said, bad card bad. Let's move on to the grades. Steven, what are you giving it?
F.
Whoa.
Well, I'm going to say that it does a little bit of a thing, being a 1/1, and it's a D.
I agree with Shane. It's a D.
This card's an F.
Eomer of Riddermark is going to get the average grade of a D. Next up, Erkenbrand, Lord of Westfold. It is 3 and a red for a 3/3 legendary creature human soldier. It says whenever Erkenbrand or another human enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn.
Card's an A, just because of his name.
I was going to say, what?
Steven, get out of my mind.
Erkenbrand.
I think this card is fantastic.
You're gonna give it a fantastic?
Yeah. I think it's good, man. Anytime you get creatures into the battlefield to get them pumped up, this is obviously in mono red. You're gonna go hasty, go wide, do the thing, make your team big, hit for damage. Saying words.
Yeah,
Keep
but
going with those
would
words.
I rather have this as the helm of my deck, or would I rather this be in like the 99 of like my Goblin Krenko deck?
There you go.
And
It's
probably
still
neither.
This is human tribal. It's mono red human tribal.
It's garbage.
This card is great in support, but whenever you're playing humans, you don't want to typically be playing monocolor, and you most certainly do not want to be typically playing like mono red. So I'm not actually super high on this card. I think that the ability is really powerful, but I think this is much, much, much better as support than a commander.
Yeah, this
Spoken truly, Dave.
comes in the precon of
I wish
AoE
this was
Shield
for
Maiden.
goblins.
Goblins.
Yeah.
Gabos.
Doesn't do anything with goblins. Gotta be humans.
He said he wished.
It can pump the goblins because it'll give that plus ability to everything that you control. It's
Yeah.
just only pumping whatever humans ETB.
Yeah, I don't like this card very much. As a commander, I mean.
Let's move on to the grades. I'm still gonna give it a C.
I think I'm gonna give it a D.
I want to give it a D, but I'm gonna give it a C because I know someone out there is gonna break this.
I'm gonna give this a C as well. The ability is pretty powerful. I just don't like the fact that this is monocolored. And if you play in human tribal, there's probably just better options.
That makes sense. Erkenbrand, you're gonna get the average grade of a C.
Erkenbrand.
One of the most beloved creatures in all of Lord of the Rings, we've got Gimli, counter of kills. It's 3 and a red for a 4/3 legendary creature, Dwarf Warrior. It's got trample, and it says whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, Gimli, counter of kills, deals 1 damage to that creature's controller. Little ping. Gimli is just pinging people. Is it good, David?
I'm going to argue no. Typically, if your opponents are going really wide, they're probably also including effects in there like Blood Artist, things that can like punish your opponents if you're playing with board wipes. So this being, I don't know, this is like designed to like capitalize on a bunch of things dying, but it's not really good at actually killing your opponent's stuff. I mean, there's plenty of board wipes in red, so I guess that's cool. And there's some decent spot removal, but really not a ton.
Yeah,
what's-
I feel like
you know what the
this is
problem
just
is,
going to
Hunter?
be annoying.
You know
What's
what the
the
problem is here? The missed opportunity in the background. Why isn't Legolas back there counting with him? Because that was the best part.
Because there's also legless counter of kills.
Mm-hmm.
Is there?
Yes.
Oh, well, still, they should be like a. They should be
Partner.
in the. They should be in the back of each of like their pictures.
Yeah,
That'd be
maybe
cool.
they could both be shitty Gruul cards.
Whatever. This card just seems mad at me.
Let's move on to the grades for Gimli. What are you giving it, Shane?
I think I'm gonna give it a D.
Yeah, I'm right with Shane.
I will also give this a D.
Yeah, Gimli is just kind of annoying and can be dealt with pretty easily. He's going to be a D for me as well. Gimli counter of kills, average grade, a D. Next up, Gloin, Dwarf Emissary. It is 2 and a red for a 3/3 legendary creature, Dwarf Advisor. It says whenever you cast a historic spell, create a treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn. You can also tap him, sacrifice a treasure to goad target creature. You have a goad commander.
Yeah, I like that
Only-
second ability, but
Only one time and sacking treasures to do so.
I don't like the one time, man. That valve always turns me off of cards.
Yeah, you can't break him.
I think there's still a lot that you can do with them, though. I mean, you're going to be able to consistently make treasure tokens. So at a very bare minimum, this is mono red ramp. Like you're probably going to get at least an additional treasure token each turn. And there are ways for you to give artifacts flash, like Urza's Battlethopter or Shimmer Mirror. So like you could potentially start playing off opponents' turns as well. I mean, there are ways that you can exploit this ability where it's like you can make 4 treasures per turn cycle while also continuing to play around with your stuff and potentially goading your opponent's things.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's magical Christmas land, though.
Nah.
I actually I'm pretty high on this card.
Why?
Well, 3 mana, which is kind of in my sweet spot for cards for commanders. I mean, whenever you cast a historic spell, you create a treasure. Yes, it's once each turn, but to be quite honest with you, there are really fun ways to just make treasures in mono red anyways. The sack and go to target creature is really fun too because I love goading shit. You guys killing each other is probably my favorite thing I've ever seen on the board ever.
Oh, I know. I'm aware.
Yeah, goading stuff is fun. I don't know if goading stuff is fun enough where I have to get rid of one of my treasures to do it to one thing. There's a bunch of cards that just go to everything, and I like those cards a lot more.
Yeah,
Just think
but
about it.
there are also cards that goad and create you treasures.
It
So
just
we
costs
can
one
goad
penny to go,
again.
dude. One little gold coin to go, dude. It's fair trade.
You know what's really funny about this card though, now that I think about it? I believe it's Curse of Opulence. It's that 1 mana red. It makes you a gold, not a treasure, so you can't even sack it.
Bummer. Well, let's move on to the grades for Gloin. Steven, what are you giving it?
I think this card could be really good, but unfortunately, the once each turn kind of kills it. Also, the tap and sack kind of kills it too. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a C.
I'm right there with you. I'm gonna give it a C.
See,
C for me as well. Gloin, Dwarf Emissary, average grade of a C. And the final mono red card we are talking about today is Grishnakh, Brash Instigator. It is 2 and a red for a 1/1 legendary creature, Goblin Soldier. It says when it enters the battlefield, amass orcs 2. When you do, until end of turn, gain control of target non-legendary creature an opponent controls with power less than or equal to the amassed army's power. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. So you're going to have to find a way to continue to make
To
that
keep
orc
massing.
bigger. And this only works when this enters.
Oh, that's weird.
So you're going to have to find a way to blink this in red, at least, or just kill it and keep recasting it.
I guess. Or amass before you cast this some other way and make it bigger, or just deal something with 2. I don't know. Or less power.
I mean, I
equal.
think this goes back to what David brought up earlier. You know, I don't really feel like this is at the helm. I think this is a pretty good, strong support card.
I'm actually going to disagree with Steven on that. I don't think amass is a good mechanic. I don't think it's a very powerful mechanic, and as such, I don't actually think this is even a good support card.
Damn the mass.
Not a fan of Grishnakh.
Brash.
Brash Instigator. Let's move on to the grades. David, what are you giving Grishnakh?
I'm going to give him a very lenient D because he does something, but I'm not a fan.
He does
I
do
disagree
something.
with you. I'm giving him an F.
Oh, I'm gonna give him a D that does something.
You know what? Last card. Let's go ahead and do it, baby. This card is an F.
I thought you were gonna say A.
Well, Grishnakh Brash Instigator is going to get an average grade of a D. And that is going to do it for our video today of all the mono red legendary creatures from Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth that could be your potential commander. If you guys like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Why are you waiting? Don't wait, just hit subscribe. It doesn't hurt, I promise. Comment down below what you guys think of our grades. Did you agree? Did you disagree? We're very interested to find out. And in the description, you will find links to our Instagram, our Twitter, and our TikTok. That is @GuysAtMagic for each one. Follow us on those as well. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Bye.